I was in a codependent relationship with, which the American dream promotes codependency. So that's a whole other topic, a whole other conversation. I made a post on Instagram about how codependency is an epidemic caused by the erasure of our ancestors and spiritualities. It wasn't quite like that, but it's basically saying like the core root of codependency is being cut off from our ancestors, our ancestral ways. A lot of indigenous and African folks had villages and we had a community, and it wasn't just centered on your spouse. Maybe you did have a spouse, but that wasn't like your life, and there was other folks and just as important. So I just think about the challenges of like the way that family, those ideas have been instilled in us. And I'm just like, that I never had that, and that never has worked. And what I am coming into now feels like really empowering and nourishing and necessary. And the QTBIPOC sobriety group is a part of that. I feel like every Wednesday when I host that group, it's family, and I don't feel like I'm above anyone. I'm just like, I'm just holding this space. I'm just hosting the space, but everyone here is just as knowledgeable and is the expert of their own life. And I feel like, when I host that group, it gives me some remembrance like in my bones of how it used to be thousands and thousands of years ago, when like different folks would take turns hosting a healing space, right? Like maybe it was me this week and maybe it would be you, and or maybe you hosted this group or that. And I wish we had more of that. I do. Yeah. I don't want to be the only person hosting a QTBIPOC sobriety group. And also like the way that I do it is gonna like, my expression is different than someone else's. So like, I'm not for everyone, not everyone's for me either. And that's okay. And we just need like different folks and different flavors. I think that the number one thing that's coming to the forefront is make sure to cultivate a strong foundation for yourself, and also be kind and gentle to yourself that that's not going to come overnight and it's going to take time. Because as you grow and become more popular and like learn how to build containers for yourself so you can show up still authentically in certain spaces, like for example, how I perform at universities and colleges, and sometimes when it's open, this is not my community, but I'm still going to show up authentic, but I still have my boundaries in place, right? So I think like, knowing that it's okay to have boundaries and like showing up authentically and full doesn't mean you have to spill all your guts everywhere. I think that's the last thing, is that thinking about the word American dream, what came to mind is like, I always think about when I hear American or America, something's coming up to me, but I feel like diversity, like American dream drives on like being diverse and different people, right? But then it's like, we always see the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm like, how diverse is that really? And inclusive, and fuck inclusivity, because I don't want to try to fit into someone else's like thing. Like I just want my own thing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is just like, can we stop having American dreams and can we just dream? Like that's what's coming. Like, can we just fucking dream and allow that to be?